Hello everyone. In this particular video, as I draw page 10 for my comic project called Wraith, I hope you would indulge me for a few moments as I talk about my artistic journey. Now, I'm not going to bore you with a full art history of my life, but I'll just say that I'm 40 years old and I've been drawing for a very, very long time. But in March of 2016, I had joined an independent comic company with two goals in mind for two reasons. One, to prove to myself that I could work within a team setting, and two, to help build a world that I would eventually be able to play in. Either draw the comic books or write and draw a comic book of my own. But then on November 3rd, 2020, I had lost my dad. To help cope, I had started writing. And in time, it turned into over 180 pages of comic book. But once I was done, once I no longer had that coping mechanism, I found that everything was kind of just setting me off. And I don't feel like I was the best person to be around at that time. When you lose someone that close to you, a piece of yourself is lost with it, and you're never the same. So thankfully, by the grace of the owner of that indie comic company, I decided to part ways and chase my own creative endeavors. So in the years to follow, I had written 3 different scripts, 3 stories. And I found myself afraid to move on to that next step, the art phase. And a lot of it was because of imposter syndrome. I was afraid to move on because what if people don't like my art? What if people don't like my stories? What if people don't like it? The typical things that we go through as creatives that we just get inside our own head. And then a few months ago, I came to revelation. I started seeing what I was doing and coming to realize that if I don't move forward, I never will move forward. Things like, I remember watching a documentary on Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, that famous line, how he created the Fantastic Four. Do what you love, and if people love it, cool. If not, oh well. I'm paraphrasing, but y'all know the story. And then I would see, like on YouTube, a documentary on the Image founders, breaking away to create stories and arts on their own that they would own fully. And here on TikTok, following people such as Danny J. Quick, Ace Blade, Morgan Iverson on Lumberjacks, Ronnie Creates with his all-star comic book and what he's doing with his company, King and Queen Lion, Impound Comics, all these fantastic indie creators that are just doing what they love and putting themselves out there and their creations. There are some people that I'm sure I'm forgetting, but watching these creators love what they do and fully be behind their creativity really inspired me to move forward with my own. And I might not be the best artist, I might not be the best storyteller, but I am the best me that I can be right now. And as artists and creators, we can only get better in time and with experience. And I had to realize that for myself. I'm not going to have a massive hit. I'm not going to have an epic story that's going to win all these awards. I'm not going to make millions of dollars. But for right now, this is the best me. And I became okay with it. So I just started drawing. So with Wraith, I kind of went old school with it. I have an idea for a beginning, middle, and end. But right now I'm just storyboarding. And then creating the story as I write or as I draw out these pages. That way I don't find myself getting stuck in the writer's circle, I guess you could call it. I'm forcing myself to go out there and just draw. So if you've made it this far, thank you for sticking out with me and listening to my little story. And in the next video or so, we're going to go ahead and I'll introduce you to my character, Wraith.